Many Nigerians are concerned about the arrest of Verydarkman. Today we are discussing the details of this particular story, as we also look at the arrest of his recent friend we have been talking about, Bobrisky himself. We will be learning a lot of course in this conversation, so please, my dear friends, pay attention. VDM, popularly known, honored the invitation of the police after he wore a similitude of the police uniform as being alleged by the police, where he declared himself as CSP with respect to, social media. For those who haven't seen the video, please watch this.
Alright, my name is CSP Verydarkman of the online division, the Nigerian #1 online police. I am not an activist, so stop calling me an activist. Unlike every other one out there, I am dedicated to sanitizing the social media space by using my platform to stand against people that abuse power, oppress us, and especially my favorite customers, the online vendors. The online vendors that collect money from customers and they will not deliver the goods or deliver whatever thing that is agreed upon. I stand up against them 100%, therefore standing for the victims to collect their money back and to stand against general oppression in the society. Now, this work is not easy because a lot of people are really complaining about my approach and the way I do it. They say this boy is very rude, this boy is not mannered, is disrespectful. But the truth is, you cannot fight for Nigeria with respect. That is why I tend to be disrespectful, and I swear to God, I'm not even going to change. I will disrespect a lot of people that are very bad and are bad egg in the society 100%. Unlike the regular police that we have in the society where they'll go through a lot of procedures and protocols, I don't do that. The moment you bring an evidence against anybody, I will stand up and spoil their name. I love spoiling people's name. I will spoil your name, and I don't care your position in society. I will spoil it so long there's an evidence against you. So it's better to be good and not fall into my trap. Now, how do I do this work? When you bring an evidence to me, I will post it online. I'll now carry those evidence. I'll now write a petition with my own money. Don't worry, you're not going to pay me 1 naira. With my money, I take it to the police, and I believe that the Nigerian police force is also an arm and a body that is also dedicated to fighting against corruption. So while they are doing their own offline, I am doing my own 100% online because I have the platform. And like I said, I'll continue to do this in a very, very rude manner. Also again, because I'm a patriotic citizen of Nigeria, I also draw and create awareness on a lot of issues that will suffocate the growth of Nigeria at large. So I do a lot of things on this media. Now, to the people that are saying, oh, Verydarkman, we don't sell in noodles before, now they come online, won't talk about social uprightness. Because I sell my news, make I let your brother sell your own, make I let your sister sell your own, or make I let the future generation sell their own. As everybody say, and as you all know, they say experience is the best teacher. And to all those people where they say, oh, don't too much, very soon they'll set them up, they'll do this, they'll do that. I always say something. If you come for me, you are the victim. If I come for you, you are the victim. And guess what? When I say don't play, you're going to learn. I mean, don't play, you're going to learn, and you will learn the hard way. I believe my walkie-talkie is swinging in the car. Let me go and know who is calling.
Now, facing the facts of the case, you can see that this is the official Nigerian police badge. And that is one thing that the police highlighted in their post today as to why he's going to be arraigned before the court. So indeed as well, it will look more like a form of impersonation, even though he's supposed to be wearing this online. But for him to also say in the video that he's going to check his car, that he's walking, talking is walking, we know he's joking with that. Probably the police just want to be sure if someone is claiming to be part of their division when the person is not really part of them. Do we get it clear on this front? Back in 2013 was Kit Abiola, a skit maker who, because of the red he added on his badge, was actually going through the same situation as well. And for VDM is also with the official badge itself without the red facing down arrow. Just so you know that this is not the first time the police is doing this.
There you go. Over and out. Over and out. Don't play.
Now, that was quite interesting. I saw that to be a really interesting move. But considering the environment for which he is, Nigeria is not really that much of a safe space when it comes to camouflage or even wearing anything that looks like any of the armed forces. Now, for those who have known me for over the years, this uniform is not new. you've been around for a long time. Even neither was police written over here, but VDM. Indeed, considering the environment for which he is, and looking at his personality, remember, like I always tell you, my dear friends, attention is currency. Currency not just about money. Let's keep that aside. Currency in the sense that you are in the minds of people, you are a conversation. Come on, for VDM himself to be a conversation on a national scale, the assembly is talking about him. Almost every major news media outlet in Nigeria and some outside Nigeria as well speak about his person. And for such a person as well to pull off a move like this, come on. Again, of course, the police who are the ones feeling they have been impersonated, even though like his friend Kokopi would say here,
the Nigerian police has refused to allow Verydarkman go home today. After the investigation yesterday, he went back there today to clear his name. The police took him to his house to search for the uniform they claimed he used to impersonate the police officers. After clearing all their doubts, they refused to let him go. I don't know, is this how they choose to pay someone that is trying to help the police build their image? I don't know, that kid now make us come dey be like say police now our friend. But it's obvious that the police is nobody's friend. Verydarkman is going to be spending the night in police custody with the view that tomorrow they are charging him to court. I just came to inform all rattles and all well-meaning Nigerians that the Nigerian police is going to charge with them to court and is going to spend his night today. He has been arrested by the Nigerian police. They will put him behind bars again. You know what is funny is that when you want to change a system, you must be ready to go through the old negativities of the old system. And it's so sad that the Nigerian police, I mean, if you say, Nigerian police, with that kid, they always they say make the youth respect. He came to you people now, so why not let him go home? Is there any chance that VDM will run? VDM will carry Nigerian matter for head, even past the Nigerian people? Never mind, it's called copy. This was when the police came to the house to search today. It's not even funny. I know when they follow and they laugh. You see, police, I have never believed say police can never be your friend. All through my life I worry. Now betrayers that police they betray me. If police want to arrest me, the ones who know me go come out. New ones will come, they will arrest me. Every time. Now Daki, now make me believe say police fee be person friend. And see the same Daki where they believe in police, where they talk, say police, youth, listen to police. See how will you hold somebody that's not a threat to society, somebody that helps to better society? How you go hold them? Person will use the leg willingly come me to now for invitation. But people when they run from now, none of you catch them. Now you have held him now, say make he stay inside there, inside one station. Any uniform they lost for a police station, police uniform they lost. Why you go tell and say you go here go check for uniform? Person, any officer uniform they lost from the office. No, it doesn't make sense now. And this thing, he bet me say now police officer where VDM even like I've been at the NGO, I've been at the love with they love the boy, I've been at the money. Somebody that comes willingly to aid your investigation. Somebody that wants the betterment of the nation. I've been at the House of Rep, man. Well, everybody in the government. No worries, go copy. Allah.
This is Verydarkman as he arrives court this morning. The police have brought him to court and he's going to be granted bail. I don't see any reason why. Well, no problem. They will grant him bail. It's go copy.
that was when he was announcing the arrest of VDM after he had honored the invitation, came out and did a public apology about that.
All right, so I'm back from the police station. So it's back and forth. They brought me in based on the post that I made where I said I was a CSP of the online division. So a lot of discussion happened, interrogation, and I found out some things. We learn every day. Now, first of all, I made my video and I said CSP, my own interpretation. What I meant was Chief Social Media Person. However, the Nigerian police have a rank called CSP, which means Chief Superintendent of Police. And also, they said the uniform I was wearing is similar to the Nigerian police. That if at all you want to use a uniform that is similar to that of the Nigerian police, you have to seek permission, which I didn't know all these. You understand? So it's looked as if I was caricaturing the Nigerian police, which was never my intention. So I want to make a formal apology to the Nigerian police. Of course, I cannot caricature you. Without you, who is going to protect us?
But for some reason as well, he had to be invited again, or they came to search his home. Like you saw Kokopi, his good friend, of course, respond, or would I say share the news. and he has to be taken to court. But indeed, we saw what we saw on social media. If they were going to his home to go and search for the dress or something, is it because they want to use that as an evidence? What was even the main idea for him actually going to the police to respond to his invitation and him coming to apologize? I thought that should end the whole situation. But again, there are some things we also have to learn from this as we get to discuss it. Now, VDM is someone, like I just mentioned now, that has the heart of the people. At least for some of you watching this video is because VDM arrested got you here. Or probably you are also a Bobrisky follower. Either ways, these two people with great amount of attention have become a great source of national interest, or would I say the interest of the people who are watching now. But let's look at some things here.
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse number 1. Or say can two work together unless they agree.
So just like I was saying, the more attention you have defines the weight for which what you do can be seen to be relevant or causing either of good repute or causing damage to whoever it is in question. Now, how do the police themselves see this? Do they see VDM's personality to be more of like an issue to them? Or do they see his personality to be more like, something that adds up, of course, to our portfolio? Now, of course, we know for a fact that even though the police force in Nigeria has been doing their best with what they also report and some things that also happen that we see on social media, there are still bad eggs in the system. And generally, I don't know if they have that much of a great reputation amongst the citizens. You could tell me what you think in the comments as well. But of course, we can see that there's a fair share of both the good things that happened from the force and also the bad things that happened from the force. Now, VDM wearing the eye uniform, as they think he's wearing a similitude of the eye uniform, and based on who he is and what he does on social media, that sometimes you wonder if the police themselves can pull up those kind of moves, like, getting money from people who are owing money, or probably for, let's say, the NAFDAC people, how he does the whole, chasing those who sell fake products on the internet. Indeed, his personality has raised him a lot of enemies in the system, I would say. And this reminds me of something my village people say. Mosquitoes do not like games where people clap too much. You see, in as much as VDM, of course, is loved by many and hated by many as well, his personality as an antidote in the system, having the degree of attention he has, becomes a bit threatening to some people. So the police going after him squarely is either they reject his personality as an addition to their image, or they accept his personality for what he does, but shouldn't be seen as that who should be looked upon by the people as being their refuge in times of distress. It reminds me of something Robert Greene said in one of his books. Number 1, do not outshine your master. Now, I would never in any way look at the police to be his master or our master. The force itself exists to serve the masses. But to a great extent as well, VDM's personality has really taken the shine of many people that should be doing what he's been doing. And indeed, that raises a lot of questions. This is not the first time VDM has been to the police, or would I say being sentenced or jailed or something for whatever reason. But that's also one thing that the system itself requires. For you to actually be able to make an effect or change in the system, there's always a price to pay. I hope as many people are clapping for VDM, that some are not just clapping waiting for the time he's going to fail. Now, before we get on to talking about Bobrisky, here's one thing that comes to mind. In discussing power dynamics and observing human behavior, Robert Greene would say, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like kind of following. Think of anybody you love so much to a great extent, in whatever sphere. I mean, in whatever sphere. I don't want to give you a particular category. There's that insatiable need of humans to always have a need to believe in something or someone. If you're able to play in these dynamics successfully without taking the extreme of it, which would lead to things like manipulation, or would I say exploitation, which sometimes we see when it comes to political power, you'll be someone that wields indeed a great power that has many people's will connected to your will. And that's one thing you have to understand when you start getting into the game of attention, because it's a very, very deadly game sometimes. Here would be my advice for VDM, understanding human behavior and power dynamics as well. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Robert Greene said this in his 45th law, I believe so. And the idea for this particular quote, or would I say this law, as it concerns human behavior, which may not apply to VDM, while VDM stands for the need for Nigeria to have a turnaround with respect to what he does and his vocality, of course, being unapologetic with his personality. Baby steps would lead to a great degree of change. Too much change too quickly can be very, very unsettling. And here's what I mean. Let's look at what is even happening with respect to the political system of the country. How Tinubu got into power, and some of us were not even listening because the things he said he was going to do, he's doing them. Just that the change just came too quickly, and now it's becoming very unsettling in the country's economy, and how hardship itself is very much amplified right now. Now, were the changes necessary, like removing subsidy and some other decisions, of course, the country has taken? Yes, because even the opposition, Peter Obi, said some of the things that Tinubu himself is doing. But again, as well here, there might be better ways to have done it. There might have been better ways to have done it. But here's the case whereby, like they say, when two elephants fight, I guess the grass is the one that suffers for it. The masses are indeed going through a lot. So while VDM might be clamoring for that change and really taking action, unlike most of us that are just probably on the internet discussing about these things and probably creating more awareness, to a great extent, I would say baby steps is indeed great wisdom. I'm not against him being here for I'm not against him. The only thing is that Nigeria's problem kind of like permeates everywhere, both in the religious sector, like he had his issue with Omoto Fufuyin, whom I heard recently is in America. We'll talk about that on the other platform. And probably as well looking at what happens in the NAFDAC situation, looking at what happens in the political sphere, what happens probably in the economic sphere. He touches on everything so far as it's either a trending conversation or things that he also gets personally to himself as people report to him. Quite amazing. But indeed, too much at the same time, you raise too many enemies from different angles and you don't even know where the heat is coming from. Pick your enemies wisely.
Can you and God work together unless you agree? God has agreed to work with you, so you must do what agree. Hear me? Bible shut up.
If you remember the main aspect of what actually led to VDM's rise on the media space and the attention he controls right now, which I do like a whole lot, it was this whole idea of combating fake products on the internet, or what I say online vendors. As at then as well, it was more like a concentrated force, which of course Robert Greene talks about in his Law 23, where he talks about concentrating your forces instead of trying to be everywhere and doing everything. Because he believes that in doing so, it yields better results because you are focusing either on a specific market, a specific segment, or concentrating maybe for yourself who is watching on a unique skill. And probably from there you could diversify. Of which for me myself, one which I follow a lot is the last law itself, which is being formless. So while you might be concentrating on a particular force, or would I say having a focus, you don't have a form in that focus. Because in that particular force you are in, you have different strategies. I will talk about my personality as well towards the end with respect to working with this particular force. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because I always want us to learn from trends, not just, hey, this happened, and then that is it. No. Yes, indeed, VDM is going to be out. We all know that. But I believe as well he's learning a lot, of course, in this journey, as some of us have been learning, are still learning, and will keep learning. Like one of my friends would say, life itself is a journey. We keep learning. That even at the point of death, we just learned how to die. So you would keep learning. But when you have a purpose, when you have that which keeps you alive, I think when it comes to his person and what he's doing, it gives him a sense of purpose that no matter the hatred or no matter the setback that comes to his person, once you have that sense of purpose and it connects as well with people's will, I think it will be difficult to back off. And that itself is very important. I saw this person, Radio Guard, who came out and was talking about the money that has been donated to VDM from many Nigerians and many people and asking for updates.
Very dark black man. I don't understand what's going on with your NGO anymore. When you started, you were updating us, you were showing us your account balance, you were showing us how much was coming into that account. And I was in support. I supported you. I was proud of you. But lately, you no longer show us your account balance. What is going on? You promised to be transparent. You promised to show us how much is coming in and out of that account. And so far so good, you haven't executed any projects. We were putting money into the account so you can use that money to help the poor, to execute projects like you promised to do. But lately, Rattle Gang, I beg, make una try understand me. I don't know what's going on. VDM is no longer showing us the account balance. It's no longer showing us how much is coming in and out of that account. So I said, make I ask, is everything okay? Is everything alright? It can't be like say we don't forget the NGO matter. They talk about this honorable, 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 honorable. Too many issues keeps coming up, and we're forgetting the fact that an account number is out there where we are putting money for VDM to use that money and elevate the poor people in the country. The last time he showed us that account balance, it was over 200 million naira. How far? What is the current balance? VDM, show us the account balance. How much don't come on the account? How much don't enter the account? We need to know. We are holding you accountable. You promised us, say the account go dey transparent. Say you are setting standards, make other NGOs learn. Please continue to be transparent. You need to show us the latest, what's going on with that account. We need
I
to know.
guess you should just probably shut your mouth. I guess VDM is too busy dealing with personal issues than giving you account balance of what is in the account. Hopefully you can hold the government accountable the way you are holding VDM accountable in the same respect. Or am I not speaking your mind? Now let's talk about the person of Bobrisky. Bobrisky.